Good evening. This is the Elliott wave update for the S&P 500 for Monday, May 23rd, 2022. Just as I was getting ready to post the NASDAQ update, I looked over and the markets were reopening here in Globex. And the NASDAQ suddenly gapped down 160, ended up down 195. Now it's just kind of working its way back and forth here, now down 185. The S&P gap down, I think it was 38 or 40, pushing it back up. We'll see what they want to do. I've kind of looked around to see what type of news would have come out to force that large of a gap. Again, I'm not really sure if it had anything to do with the restructuring of the Dow, which was out there today, that Salesforce is moving in, ExxonMobil moving out. So I'm not really sure, or if there was something else that happened within, but it's hitting the NASDAQ the hardest. ExxonMobil is not a part of the NASDAQ, and neither is Salesforce. So again, not really sure what is behind them absolutely just kind of walking in and going, enough, boom, sold. But let's drop down. Let's go over this, because it does put a different spin on what we're looking at and what the possibilities are. So let's start right in. And right now, again, on the daily chart, I don't have any changes to make. What could be in question is the fact if indeed the minor third wave did conclude at Friday's lows at 3807. So if it did, and I've not changed it yet, because I don't have any reason to, and I would need confirmation from the market that actually what could be happening, and I'm going to go over right now, is still in force. So let's drop down to the hourly. If indeed that was the minor third down here, then what we're looking at is a minor fourth wave. Come on. Come on. Let me start over. And it won't do it. All right, let's try it this way. It just gets real picky. Working on a mouse pad. Maybe I need a new mouse pad. I don't know. But that seems to work. Okay, so down here, we have been working, and if this is the low, we're working in it on an ABC. That ABC only got up to the hourly 200 after the market closed today. They pushed it up and it traded a little bit above it, came back down below it, but that's where it closed right there, basically. Closed at 78, the 200 sitting at 39.80. So in my mind, I'm thinking, okay, we got an A, we got a B, nice. Now we're into a C wave, and then it does this gap. Now, whether or not we can, this is totally salvageable. So if that's what needs to happen, but let me tell you how and what's possible now. We could do, and this could be an ABC up and only be a wave A of that minor fourth wave. And this is a B wave. Gaps, sure, strange things happen in a B wave. It's deceptive. It's overdone type stuff. So these types of moves with inside a corrective wave and then inside of a B wave, not untypical, but we need more market. We need more to stand on to say which direction, what's more likely, where the probabilities lie. So I got to toss them all in here together. Now, if it's a B wave coming off, what we're going to look to do is we're going to have to put on a retracement levels. Over there, thank you. And so on a retracement, you can see we're almost down to the 382 level, which is 39.16. B wave, sure, it can do that. But because of the gap, I'd be looking for it to come down into here. So it can come all the way down to 38.60 and still be a B wave, turn around and go. It can come all the way down and retest the low. Just can't, it actually could likely, yeah, it could break it. I would not be expecting it here, but it could. In any case, I think that what we need to now look out for is that what if this is the ABC and this is the minor four? Now, I'd have to consider it at least the minor four, because you see the market did come up over the weekend above 39.50. And that was the level that I had spoke of. It's like, if it gets above there, then this is a complete little 5 down. And likely that would be the minute 5 and of the minor 3. So that still stays in place. How this plays out in terms of, is this all of the minor 4? If it is, whoa, way, way under, and something serious is afoot. And what I mean by that is, like, if that's all it can do and it can't get up here, and we were thinking that it should get above 41, had a chance of getting up to 42, and it couldn't get past 39.80, basically. It couldn't even get above 4,000. That would be, for the S&P and for the market, kind of devastating. It's good. It's a very negative tone. If it can't do that, that just is telling us that the sellers are there, they're ready, they're smacking, they're done. And it's like, wow. First of all, I was expecting as a minor 4th wave that we would take longer to get up here, but we're not going. At least not right now. So again, this can turn again. This can turn and move higher if it chooses, if the market decides this was all a folly, or for whatever reason it's going down, kind of moves to the side. I don't know. I've not been able to find anything on it that would suggest why it's doing what it's doing. Yeah. So I don't know. Unless somebody else, I know there were some reports today, but God, to have it that negative, whew, it's like somebody declared bankruptcy. In any case, here we go. Right now, we're on the hourly, and we kind of broke below that hourly 50, but we've retaken it and now sitting right at it. So we look at these things and go like, well, if it kind of breaks and it's headed for 39.16, right? We kind of run out of moving averages. They were all tucked up right into here. There's the 200, there's the 4, the 8, the 20, and the 50. If it breaks below the 50, whoops. What we will then look for is for the 4, the 8, and the 20 to start moving lower, for the 20 to get below the 50, for the 8 to get to below the 50, and for the 4 to get below the 50, and then in sequence for the 8 and the 4 to get below the 20. Then we're in alignment to go down. If that occurs on the hourly chart, instead of being in alignment to go up, we're in alignment to go down. And that would change a lot of things. That could put the minor 4 here, and we're in that minor 5th wave. And again, I will also say that what it would do, if this is the case, it would decouple the NASDAQ and the S&P from these detailed counts that we're getting down inside. I think they both would carry the same picture in terms of we're looking for moves down, but they're going to come in a little bit different form. But that's yet to be drawn and yet to be seen. So we shall wait and reserve judgment on all of that. So, but if it doesn't hold, now I'm going to take all of these off. And we're going to put back on the extensions, which gave us downside targets. Actually, I'm going to take it from that low. It could go a little higher, but that's all right. So initially, this is what we continue to look for the intermediate 3rd wave. So if this is minor 3 and we get a minor 4 in here, as short and as unfulfilled as it is, let me just state, if it really turned out to be that way, what the market is telling you loudly and clearly is that there's a tremendous weakness. There is weakness in here. I discussed, and I've often said, many things stand out there ready to kick the proverbial stick into the spokes of the market. And that you could see what happens. It coughs, it sputters, and then boom. It just walks in. It's like, we're done, sold, boom. And now we're living it. Now we're seeing it. So if that is the case, this should not be a problem. And if it does, and we come down in a minor 5, it's going to be easier to put the intermediate third down here. But then guess what? We still only have an intermediate 4th wave. So that could go up. If it comes in shallow yet again, we're not in a good position. When things keep coming up and the sellers keep coming in with additional power, additional acceleration, the buyers will have to step aside because you're going to be buying into something. You're not even going to get a handshake and a thank you. It's just get out of the way. And it just can turn and it can get very nasty. Don't forget, they all wanted you to believe that the stock market was way, way, way oversold, and it might still be. Let's take a look at that weekly chart. Sure as hell, look at that. Still extremely oversold, but we just gapped lower. Now, that doesn't mean we continue to drop. But you kind of have to take a step back and go, okay, let's see what it develops into. Again, you got to go all the way back down to that hourly chart, and you got to take a look and go, like, what is this going to develop into? All right. This now has another 29 minutes, this bar. And then are we going to get another bar of down or another bar of like inside and another bar maybe to see if it's going to be like a 1, a 2, or how, we see how it develops. So how I got to leave this right now, it is sitting at the 50. If it breaks below the 50, I really would look for some type of acceleration, but it's likely just going to drop down to here, 3,900. And that'll be its next little perch, right? Round number, let's just see who comes in. Let's just see what happens. And for whatever reason, the market may find support there, particularly like we have a low at 3,906. We have lows at 3,913. So we got a lot of like quote unquote price support here. A break there though drops us pretty quickly in terms of support. We do have some 38.50. We do have some 38.43. Then we have more 38.15, 38.07. Now we're below 3,800. And our next stop, we start to drop into the black holes again, folks. You're going to have to go too far to the left to find price support because we've not been down here for quite some time. And then you can see 37.39, 36.34, 34.66. So this is not an impossibility. We're 3 steps away from reaching that zone. The zone, oh my God, you can't go there. Well, it can. But I'm going to just lay this out again. There's no reason to sit with a losing position because for whatever reason, you don't think it should go down. Stop letting your position talk. Realize maybe you need to make a change. Play it. Why give up all that money when you could just trade it and make money? So again, don't be bullish, don't be bearish, just trade what's in front of you. And right now they're selling. So as a trader in the futures, right now, because the market's telling me so, we're in a little bit of a bounce. I look at my shorter time frames, and oops, I don't want that. Come on. We are in a little bit of a bounce. As you can see, all of them, they're all going to do the same thing. We're in a little bit of a bounce. And that bounce is 3 waves. 3 waves, 3 waves, 3 waves. So if this gets up to 39.44, hallelujah. It's just completed an ABC up. What's next? If this is 1, 2, and this is 3, and that's a 4, it's got one more slide, and it's already done 5 down off of today's high on the 5-minute chart. Never complete movement. So this is what we're looking at. This is what we're going to confront. Okay. I could talk all night because there's so much to talk about in terms of how do you want to trade it and how to trade it. But I leave that to the trade room. You want information on the trade room? Drop me a message. Put it in the comment box. I will respond. I will let you know. But there's plenty to trade. There's plenty of money. Not every trade is going to work either. So So the deal is, it's like you got to learn how to manage the risk, manage your risk, trade, have stops, have a plan, et cetera, et cetera. All right, our next update, Tuesday, May 24th.